Well, my sincere apologies, folks. I don't know what is going on now with this Facebook. You know what they used to do to Yuda or Vuka, my young brother? The moment Yuda gets onto Facebook, it would just cut him off. And that's exactly what is happening with me here. It just cut me off and ceremoniously, and I don't know what's going on, but I am going to do this program. The devil is a liar, because we need to discuss this. I was talking about the coup, not coup, that happened or almost happened in the United States. But I was saying, I want to look at it. I want us to discuss this from a different angle that we have been seeing it everywhere. Let's put it into perspective. Those who are on Twitter, I think you saw what Nick Mangwana was going crazy about. He was, in actors yesterday, even going to the extent of warning the Zimbabweans in America. He said, Zimbabweans in America, are you safe? And I was like, is this Nick Mangwana? Can Nick Mangwana really be worried about Chief Svosve in America? And when did Nick Mangwana start caring about Zimbabweans? I was just looking at his message, and I was saying, this man is going crazy, or there's something seriously wrong with him. Why would Nick Mangwana be worried about Zimbabweans in America? The question that I would ask him, and I even went on Twitter and I asked him the same question: are Zimbabweans in Zimbabwe safe? Nick Mangwana needs to worry about Zimbabweans in Zimbabwe, because those are the people in trouble. Here in America, we are safe. We are fine. We are very well protected, even though Tisirivobo, but we are very well protected. So that's the message I'm trying to send to Nick Mangwana, that he needs not worry about Zimbabweans in America. Here, they are the police officers, the security organs. They protect citizens. They protect residents. They protect the people. They do not kill the people, like we see in other rogue countries, or in Zimbabwe to be specific. So Nick Mangwana need not worry about Zimbabweans in America. He needs to worry about Zimbabweans in Zimbabwe. But we know that he never worries about Zimbabweans in Zimbabwe. He doesn't care about them. If his government and himself and his fellow looters cared about the Zimbabweans in Zimbabwe, they would be doing a lot better than they are doing right now. But my point here is, Nick Mangwana and Zanupf and all those Zanupf people that are getting excited about what is going on in America, they do not have the locus standi. They do not have the impetus to judge America, or to even try and compare America with Zimbabwe. It's like in comparing the incomparable. You're comparing oranges to lemons. It's even better. You're comparing oranges to mazhanje. Mazhanje akaora. In that case, Zimbabwe ndo mazhanje acho akaora. So we can't have ZANU-PF people and Nick Mangwana trying to bring to parity with what happened in Zimbabwe and what is happening here in America. Azite, here there are systems that are in place, institutions that are in place from the very beginning. Even when I was here on Zimai, when I was being asked what is going to happen immediately after the elections, I was telling people that Joe Biden is going to be president. Joe Biden is going to be inaugurated come 20 January. Because here, if you lose an election, you go. No matter who you are, you go. This is not Zimbabwe. One of the senators said that America is not Zimbabwe. What happened yesterday here if it had happened in America, if it had happened in Zimbabwe, it would have been a bloodbath. It would have been a bloodbath. People would have been killed. Can you imagine people trying to go to the State House or even let alone the Parliament of Zimbabwe? It would be blood in Harare. If people in America, in Zimbabwe would have done even half of what the Americans here did. So there are various things here that we can discuss. The fact that those demonstrators were allowed to demonstrate in the manner that they were, in the demeanor that they were displaying, but still they were allowed to express themselves. They were allowed to voice out their opinions, which is something that Nick Mangwana and his colleagues in Zanupf cannot allow Zimbabweans to do. Number one reason why they can't compare. Those people were allowed to do what they were doing. And number two, look at how they were repelled. Yes, one person, as far as I know, one person died. But look at the amount of force that the police and the army were using. It was proportionate to what was going on. These people, some of them were armed. Some of them had hand weapons. But even then, the reaction, the police, the army did not overreact like what we see in Zimbabwe. They did not overreact. That's number two reason why Nick Mangwana and ZANU-PF can never dare compare what is happening here and what happens in Zimbabwe. And he puts a picture where he was saying this is what they tried to do in Zimbabwe. It's different. Here, America showed that they are the epitome of democracy. They are the epitome of democracy. Trump did not like what happened. And he appealed to the courts. And he was given his days in courts. He was not given just days in courts, months in courts. 64 times, 74 times, went to 75 claims, claiming and going to the courts and being given his time in courts. Kwete zvokuti unovharirwa uchida kuuya nema-V11 wauda kuuya ne-evidence wona court yobva yavharwa onzi it's 4:30 p.m. You're supposed to be here by 4, so you can't bring your evidence. Here he was given his time, and where he wanted yainzi kuZimbabwe residual evidence, where he wanted the ballot boxes to be opened and recounted. They were opened and recounted in Wisconsin, just there, my neighboring state. They were opened and recounted. It doesn't happen in Zimbabwe. They don't open ballots in Zimbabwe. It was said, oh, residual evidence cannot be opened. Why? All those things could have changed the whole complexion. We could have seen all the chicanery. We could have seen the robbery that they did to the 2018 election. So Nick Mangwana cannot compare what is happening in America with what happens in Zimbabwe. No, never. We are nowhere near that. Number 4, reason why he can't compare that. Look at how the issue was resolved. Mike Pence, the vice president, stood up and went against his president and did the right thing. He respected the American people, their will, the will that they had expressed when they were voting. He said he could not go against the American people's will. And the Republican senators did the same thing. The Republican House representatives did the same thing. They did not let the American people down. That cannot happen in Zimbabwe. Can Nick Mangwana and his fellow looters ever go against Emerson Mnangagwa like what Mike Pence did against Trump? They can't. They don't have the balls to do that. They are seeing Emerson Mnangagwa destroying the country. The country has gone to the dogs. People are dying. They saw Tawanda Mcheyiwa being abducted and being abused. They saw that. They didn't say anything. They saw the MDC trio being abducted and being abused, and they didn't say anything. They were seeing all that. They are seeing Mnangagwa's family looting resources in Zimbabwe. The evidence being provided. Millions of dollars being stolen. Diamonds worth millions. They are disappearing. The first family is involved. They know it. The people that are looting in Zimbabwe are known. We know them. Everyone knows them. The evidence was given by Wopo Ochungono and others. But nobody in ZANU-PF stood up like what Mike Pence did against his president, like what the Republican senators and House representatives did against Trump, against their president. We can't have even one ZANU-PF member of parliament speaking up against Emerson Mnangagwa. They suck up to him. They can't tell him. But they are saying that this is the man who is making millions of Zimbabweans suffer. Saka Nick Mangwana cannot, he doesn't have that gravitas to speak the way he was speaking about the situation in America. He can't. You think they don't know that Mnangagwa Imbava? You think they don't know that all those orders of people that are being abducted, they are coming from him? You think they don't know that the 6 people that were gunned down by soldiers, someone had given a command, someone had given an order that they can kill. They can shoot to kill. He is the commander-in-chief. They know that he did that. But of course, they have plastic balls, even if that is if they even have them. They can't stand up against him. America yesterday showed that they are the grandfather of democracy. And they are the biggest democrats in the world. Just by what they did. Voting against their president's will. Nick Mangwana, here in America, what matters is the Constitution, not the person who is president. What matters is the Constitution. The army here respects the Constitution. They don't respect an individual. And in a kingdom, the king is the law. But here, the law is the king. In a rogue state, Mnangagwa is the law. But here, the law is the king. They follow the Constitution. The police, the army, the security forces, they don't pay allegiance to a president. Muzvibate izvo vanhu veZANU-PF. Zvenyu zvokuti unoswera muchipembedza benzi riri kubata benzi riri kumhanya risina hembe. Muchipembedza n'anga iri kunobata amai. Muchingoti ZANU-PF, 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 ese mafuta engosi, ese mafuta engosi. Until we have people that behave like people like what Mike Pence and his colleagues here did, then Zimbabwe will remain a rogue state. People can blame the MDC, we can blame each other that we're not rising up, but even those in ZANU-PF, they're seeing who is destroying the country. They're seeing everything that is happening. You saw at the border, the Beitbridge border, the suffering, the level of suffering. I just need to go to South Africa to go and survive so that I can survive. They don't see all that. And these people don't care. These people don't care. The situation in Zimbabwe, folks, is going to get worse. It's going to get worse. My message was for Nick Mangwana. Cyril Ramaphosa needs to see what happened in America. Africa needs to learn. It's not only ZANU-PF, it's not only Zimbabwe. Africa needs to learn from the chaos that happened in America. Canada. They were the first ones to condemn Trump in a statement. Very strongly worded statement. They condemned him. Let's have transfer of power. Britain said the same thing. Other countries weighed in, Germany weighed in. But we have countries like South Africa that cannot separate rule of law and what is at stake, and no rule of law. We have countries like our countries that are surrounding Zimbabwe. They look at people being killed, people being abducted. They look at the level of suffering in Zimbabwe and they see it and they look aside. This brotherhood thing needs to stop. I like what Simba said in the afternoon when he was being interviewed by SABC. That Cyril Ramaphosa has to be a part of the blame to what is happening in Zimbabwe. We are not saying he should liberate us, but he should do his part. Just like what Canada did, condemning the wrong. You can't cover up, you can't keep covering up for your comrades or for your friends at the expense of millions. People are suffering in Zimbabwe because we have countries that are around us that watch while people are being killed, that watch while elections are being rigged, and they endorse those elections. Imagine what would have happened if South Africa, if Zambia, if Malawi, if Botswana, if all those countries had said these elections are not free and fair, if they had decided to say the truth. We're not saying they should say something that is non-existent. The evidence was there. If they had just decided to say the truth or to stick to the truth or to speak truth to power, like what the Republicans here did yesterday, it would be a completely different story. Zimbabweans will not be suffering the way they are suffering. Now, we are going to take this liberation, this struggle to South Africa. We have 3 million people that are there. South Africa, and I know the South Africans will join us because they don't want Zimbabweans there. They don't want us there. So Cyril Ramaphosa is not only causing, or is not only to blame for what is going on in Zimbabwe, but he's also to blame for what is going on in South Africa right now, that Zimbabweans are getting into South Africa and claiming and getting South African jobs. They're getting South African jobs. Cyril Ramaphosa doesn't want that. I mean, the South Africans don't want us there. So Cyril Ramaphosa, he has to bear the blame. There's no way we can exonerate him from that. He has to be blamed. He's letting all this nonsense happening. He must take a leaf from what Canada did, from what the UK did yesterday, from what Germany did. You condemn the wrong. You stand with the people. Don't stand with a rogue president simply because he's your friend. So I liked what Simba did in the afternoon, telling it as it is on SABC. And that's what we need to do. That's what even the leaders in Zimbabwe, everywhere, anyway, any Zimbabwean, let's tell Cyril Ramaphosa the truth. He's aiding and abetting the persecutions and the suffering that is going on in Zimbabwe. He's part of that. And if I will be interviewed, I'll say the same thing. But the bottom line of my rant, you know me, when the bottom line here is people in Zimbabwe, people in Zanupf, people like Nick Mangwana cannot compare. They should not go on internet. They should not get excited about what is going on here. But because you can't even dare compare the two. We are miles apart, thousands and miles apart. Vada kuwana zvokuhwanda nazvo kana vakubira mamwe ma-elections kuti kuamerica you can't say that to us because you did A, B, C, D. No, it's not true. Anyway, inini ndapopota ndapedza pangu ndapedza but chokwadi machinzwa mukaona Nick Mangwana vachita zvavanenge vachiita. No, they can't compare. For the 4 reasons that I mentioned, they can't compare Zimbabwe and America. Here, people have freedom of speech. President anotukwa hapana kwaanoenda, haatuke munhu, hauraye munhu, haabducte munhu. President anoudzwa kunzi uri kukanya. In Zimbabwe, if you tell Mnangagwa that you are messing up the economy, imhosva. Ndochii ichocho. Ndochii ichocho. You look at what is happening at the border. You know, people, thousands and thousands of people scrambling to get to the other side. No social distancing. No fear of the COVID-19. People are trying to survive. You look at that picture, yemurume nemukadzi vari kucrossa vakavari mumaballoon, murume akabata mwana. And you think that's normal. And then when we say there's a crisis in Zimbabwe, we are labeled terrorists. We are labeled people that are speaking against the government. We are labeled unpatriotic. And they come up with their stupid patriotic bill because they don't want us to keep talking. They don't want us to condemn them for the ills that they are causing to the Zimbabwean people. Manje, no law, no bill, no legislation is going to stop us from talking. We will keep talking. We will keep telling the world the truth of what is going on. And we will keep calling out those that should be called out. We will not stop talking. They can come up with many legislations. They can come up with many patriot acts, but we will keep talking. And I want to encourage Zimbabweans to keep talking. Otherwise, people in Zimbabwe will die. Zimbabwe here ingatovarwa. Mnangagwa doesn't care. There's a silent genocide going on in Zimbabwe right now. It's a silent genocide. People are dying. The numbers that were being told about COVID, those are lies. That number multiplied by 10. If you just want a probability chete, munhu asina kuita medicine, kuti mbinga dziri kudonha dzese dziya dziya vanhu vese vari prominent vari kudonha vese vaya vaya ndo vatiri kunzwa. They are prominent, that's why we hear about them. Kwana chogurwe vakafanana na Chief Svosve. Those who cannot make the headlines. How many are dying? People are dying. Vanhu vari kufa kuZimbabwe. And the government is not being truthful with the numbers. In my next program, I'll be talking about how Mnangagwa has contributed to this mess, COVID, because they've been hiding the numbers. But people were dying. Zimbabwe. Chief Maalamis. Chief Maalamis, and then what happened to the people? People got comfortable. People went in a comfort zone. People began to think, COVID is good. Zimbabwe. You saw people when we started, but they take my mask. People were wearing masks. There was some kind of social distancing. And then when the numbers started coming out, the numbers were not as bad. According to the government reports, they were not as bad, and people relaxed. And they said people are not dying. It's because of him. People are now dying in thousands now because people relaxed. And the law is applied selectively. Being and nobody is arrested. And then people get arrested. Why is the law being applied selectively? Why are other people allowed to have parties where there's no social distancing, where all COVID rules are being broken willy-nilly? So the blood of Zimbabweans that are dying with COVID right now is on the government of Zimbabwe. We're not talking about the money that they have stolen that could have been buying medical equipment. We're just talking about their carelessness in not being truthful with the numbers of people that were being affected and people that were dying. It contributed to this. Even today, the numbers that they are reporting are not correct. Tikangobvunzana ipo panapa kuti ningi unonga chiti ningi wangu afa, uyo achiti mai wangu adona, uyo achiti sekuru wangu adona kuZimbabwe, uyo achiti mai wangu afuma wakafa, uyo achiti mnini wangu adai. People are dying. And as I finish, that's the reason why we should support Tetelicious. People like Tetelicious, I mean, I don't normally watch what she does. But when she has said something sensible, let's support her. What she said after on that video after that child was killed, that's something that we need to follow up on. I was actually looking for her number so that I can call her. I know she declared that she doesn't want to deal with politicians. She doesn't want politicians to be involved in that program. But I can tell you, I wanna talk to her. If someone has Tetelicious' number, please give me their number. I wanna reach out to her because you never know. We now need everyone. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you belong. This is just about Zimbabwe. This is beyond party lines. MDC, that's the truth. We can't do this alone. We need everyone. We need every Zimbabwean. So I'll be happy to talk to Tetelicious and hear her out and help her if she needs help. Because what she's talking about makes sense. That's what we need to do as Zimbabweans. We need to come together. And this struggle will become so much easier if we all come together. And when you come together as a people, you will never fail. You will never fail to achieve what you want. You can imagine if we just do, 5 million, we are more than 5 million of us here. We just do $1 a month, just $1 a month. That's 5 million US dollars. Ha. Inini mukandipa 5 million ndokutorera nyika yaya mangwana makuseni. Ndosukana ndaitora 5 million nyika yaya. Ena handidi kubata mari yacho. Ndechiko itai zvakati. Bhadhara uyo, itai zvakati. Takuita so. 5 million ndotora nyika iyi. That's all we need to do. Just $1. Ipapo zvinenge zvafamba $1 pamunhu. So let's make 2021 a year of action, folks. It's up to us. This is up to us. Do you want to continue seeing the level of suffering that is going on in Zimbabwe? Yes, we might be here in the diaspora, but is that what you want? Do you want to go back to that Zimbabwe? Do you want to go back to a country where everyone is asking you for money? Do you want to go back every time you go back to Zimbabwe and you see everyone suffering except yourself? Is that what you want? That the rest of the country is suffering and a few people are doing well. That's not the Zimbabwe we want. So let's use what we have. We are privileged to be here. That $1 is nothing. $1 in Zimbabwe means 3 meals. It means a day's meal, $1 in Zimbabwe. Because that's what families are living on average, $1 per day. It means a lot, but it doesn't mean anything to me. And it doesn't mean anything to you either. So, Tetelicious, I salute you, my sister. Thank you for that. We need more people, more socialites to come out and speak about the situation in Zimbabwe. We can't keep quiet, guys. We can't go on mute. We can't be on mute when people are dying, when people are suffering the way they are suffering, when you see people doing what they're doing at Bedbridge, trying to go and make a living. We can't do that. Otherwise, we are complicit to what is going on. Let me just read a few comments here. Sakile Mabuza, Zimbabweans are suffering, guys. We are laughing. We are a laughing stock. Indeed, we are the world's biggest laughing stock. Look at what's happening at Bedbridge border, Asia, Mhata, kids. Where is the humanitarian? Yes, I mean, that's exactly what we are talking about here. Chiratidzo Gumbo, it's so scary, brother. Robson Hanya, Comrade Robson, Kwakadi ku Namibia, Runde branch. Thank you so much for the work that you do, brother. Keep writing, keep talking. We need more people to be speaking out. Zanupf must go. Duncan Machizi, munongotaura imi zvishande izvi. Kutaura hatiregedzi kutaura. Tinofanira kutaura so that people know, Duncan, that's what happens. We need to talk. We begin by having an idea, and when you have an idea, you talk about it, you share, and one of these days, one of the ideas will be taken up. But we cannot keep quiet. If we keep quiet, Mnangagwa will kill all the people in Zimbabwe, Duncan. If you don't understand that, that's how 30,000 people got killed in Matabeleland, and nobody was talking about it. And even today, some people in Zimbabwe don't even agree that we had so many people that were killed in Matabeleland because people were not talking about it. And there was no social media. Now we have social media. We talk. Now we can talk. Now we are here. We were in Zimbabwe. We cannot talk about what was happening in Matabeleland then because people were being killed. But when we are here, we are the spokespeople of those people in Zimbabwe. So yes, it might appear that we talk and talk and talk, but it's a part of the struggle. You know, bringing awareness of what is going on in Zimbabwe, it's part of the struggle. So we will not stop talking. Robson Rania, dangerous freedom, gear against peaceful slavery. We need to fight this to the underway. Robson is on fire today. Good night, Chief. Good night, Robson. I'm also signing off. Isaac Spiri and citizens can use the inflicted on them to fight back. Thanks, leadership. Anyway, folks, thank you so much. We have talked. We'll talk again some other time, but let's do something about this. Let's take note of what Tetelicious said and other people. And this is an invitation to all other socialities I've seen Loveness, my friend here. She raised money for people for Christmas. That's what we want to see. Let's just not use our sociality benefits and skills for our own selves. Let's do what we can for our country. Thank you, Zimbabweans. Let's keep talking, and let's keep doing what we are doing to help Zimbabwe and to bring awareness to the situation in Zimbabwe. Chief Svosve signing off. See you.